Welcome to Steel Curtain Productions. First, please hit the likes and subscribe down in below the right-hand corner. I'd muchly appreciate it, trying to grow this channel. Okay, this is exactly what it is. It's actually kind of an emergency video. 37 minutes ago, insiders in the reporting world of NFL reported that Kenny Pickett has just been traded 37 minutes ago to the Philadelphia Eagles. Rumor states from Adam Schefter that I don't know what's going to happen here because it's quite drastic. I wouldn't have unloaded him yet, but it sounds like he wasn't too thrilled about Russell Wilson coming, and this prompted something went down. That's for darn sure. When you got a young quarterback who was a first rounder, I don't know what's going on here, but I sure hope the Steelers have something in mind that we don't know about, because 3 days ago I also got that news. Dante Johnson was traded. That was a good move. We found out that during the season he was, like I figured he was, a poor piss attitude, right? A prima donna. Like I told you, he has a yellow stripe down his back, and we placed him as a first number one receiver. He wasn't. I've said that all along. He was a number 3, but I sure hope we have some plans, because these two guys, either way you look at it, even though Dante doesn't mean a lot, we didn't get much for either of them. So the good thing was we didn't have to renew Dante's contract, which would have been a fortune. So I think that's what the bonus was for the Steelers to unload him, was that we got a 6th round pick, and we gave up Dante and a 7th round. That's telling you something. It's almost like we had to give them away. So, yeah, pretty much. And, like I say, Dante's good. I'm not saying the man's not good. He is not a number 1. Not by any... The amount of balls dropped, and that's even from back in Ben's day, at the end, and he's always pointing the finger at the quarterbacks. You seen him do it with Kenny Pickett this year. You seen him do it to the prior quarterbacks. Good riddance. But now with Kenny Pickett, I don't know what's going on here. It's great that we got Russell Wilson. Love that move. However, I figured this would be a perfect thing, because I wouldn't have given up on Pickett yet. He's still a young quarterback, and I was thinking Russell Wilson would have been the perfect guy to mentor him. Well, I guess his attitude he didn't want to share the limelight. He must have felt threatened, and they just showed him where his threatening. Something went down that we're not going to get the story of behind the scenes, that's for sure, because, stuff does go on in these locker rooms that does never, you get a very brief piece of the story that comes out to the media. So in the Pickett trade, from what we're hearing from Adam Schefter, what's being reported is Steelers get a 98th overall pick from the Eagles, and they get 2 7th round draft picks in 2025. And the Eagles get Pickett, and the Steelers 120th overall pick. So like I said, a lot of movement here. And then we look at who's been brought in so far for the Steelers. There's going to be a lot. I'll have to be doing a tape on that too. There's a lot of things happening here, but I sure hope they got a plan, because this came out of nowhere. And what, are we going to play football all year with one quarterback? That is not happening. And Russell, at his age, I love Russell Wilson, but the only thing I say with Russell is he's got to get out of Hollywood mode and focus on football. He'll be fine. And the next thing we need, now that Pickett is gone, we better be thinking about who's our future quarterback. So we evidently, we don't get a chance to redeem Pickett and work with him. That's kind of concerning. I'd love to know the rest of the story, because I don't want to accuse the guy, but it's kind of making me question his character as well. As I've already, had my views on Dante Johnson's character, and it's well proven. The reports came out that he blasted coaches during the season and gave crap to the quarterbacks. And I mean, that's what I'm saying. Dante Johnson is a finger pointer. It's everybody else, but the problem's not me, right? How many quarterbacks can you go through that you're pointing the finger to? Well, good riddance to you. I hope the Panthers have fun with you. You'll probably be an upgrade there because I don't think they have too much wide receiver wise, but this grants us a chance. If we're smart, we unloaded that contract. Well, it's evident that now, although I don't think Pickett's contract would have been huge because he would have been on our rookie entry level contract, but it's still free money. So this gives us a perfect chance. Well, there's no doubt we need another two quarterbacks. And for me, I think, woo boy, this really changes things in the draft. So I would say if I'm the Steelers, I would, this is my view on it, I would go out there and draft a quarterback at your second or third pick, second round or third round. Stick to the program. Get your first rounder as a center. Keep that line. You're working that line so that when the guy comes in, it'll be there for him. So stick to your program. See what free agents, quarterbacks are out in free agency. Hey, man, right now I wouldn't mind having Rudolph back as a backup. But I wouldn't be surprised if somebody picked him up, which I'm betting they did. Because I took a little breather at the end of the season after we went down to the Bills. Like I said, I was disgusted with our offensive coordinator at the time, which we have a new one, which will be the next tape. I'm going to do that separate. Actually, you know what? I'll throw it in. No, I'll wait. I'll do it in. I'm going to make a separate tape coming right after this tape. This was supposed to be on the new offensive coordinator and the two coaches brought in for the offense. However, I had to redo this tape with a special tape for the news that just broke on Kenny Pickett. So go Steelers Nation, go. All I can say is we better have something up our sleeve because I've got a lot of things to discuss on these tapes with you. There's some concerning factors when Mr. Rooney puts out there in the public that he wants to sell some of the shares of the Steelers. I'm concerned. To me, it's, does he have the focus anymore that his father had? That concerns me, because this is starting to look like we're going to turn into the Green Bay Packers, public owning of the team. So these are the type of things I want to discuss more about. But big news, remember, breaking news, Kenny Pickett, unfortunately, and this was a first rounder. We put a lot of stock into this kid, so something bad must have happened, and we didn't get much in return. I don't like it. That I don't like. Unfortunately, I'm betting it was, you got to hear the story, but I'm betting something drastic happened. He just must have felt overly threatened. There were some signs there when he was with Rudolph and Trubinsky, although Trubinsky was a joke, but a good character, sort of, partially. I wouldn't say all the way, but he was easy to handle somewhat. He knew he wasn't to the level he should be, although he tried to point his finger too. I think Rudolph was the best card out of that batch in character. I hate to say it. He didn't complain. But I just say either our alarm bells going off everywhere. I don't know. What are we expecting here? Are we rebuilding again? I mean, we were starting to come along, and now it looks like must just blow the whole thing up. The way this is looking is what I'm concerned about. And like I say, when I see ownership wanting to sell, I get very concerned because his father would never have done that with this team. He loved this team so much. So I've got some concerns myself of, the warning signs are there. A little nerve-wracking right now, but this can't be good. And like I say, I'm glad that Russell Wilson's the guy behind the helm, because at least you got a guy with experience. But we better get two half-decent receivers. We need them. You're going to have to pick up those guys in free agency, because you're going to need your second round pick to either be a quarterback, which I would think you would go, because you still got to build on that line with the first round draft. So there's a lot to be done here. There's a big mess. We know that Patrick Peterson is no longer with us. That was a good character guy. There's a lot of concern happening right here. I don't know what type of team this is going to be when the dust settles. But anyway, just to let you know, our star big draft pick quarterback from a couple of years ago is gone. And he didn't go for much. Like I said, 98th round draft pick and 2 7th rounds in 2025. And and we gave the 120th, I think it was, draft pick back with Pickett. So the Eagles got a good young quarterback there to back up their starter, Hurts. So they're going to be looking good. Anyway, we'll get right back to you. I should be doing another tape very shortly to back up this one, just to talk about our coaching situation. So please hit the like and subscribe down below in your right-hand corner. Muchly appreciated. I was sitting there saying in the last tape, we're building a steel curtain. This is like, it's almost like a nuclear missile going off. So God knows what we're in for. God bless you. We'll catch you in the next episode.